Thank you, everybody, for taking out your time today and joining this webinar. I would love to thank Ranjan, Vikas, and Team GTI for this great platform. I think it's a honest uh, endeavor from your end to bring out stories out of real life and ask people to get on a platform to motivate one ourselves, right? And thank you, everybody who's joined today. So, my name is Vishal Anand. I am a startup and entrepreneurship enthusiast. I have, when Vikas and his team reached out to me for this session, I was really honored. And I would, before I start off on the session today, and this is not going to be a very long session, this is going to be a half an hour session, and post that we'll have some question around. Let me just quickly go ahead and introduce myself. So I've been in entrepreneurship and ventures since a very early uh, part of my career. Right from my student days, I was one of the student entrepreneurs out of my college. Built up my first startup at the age of 19, and post then it's been a roller coaster ride. So my latest venture is Engages Education, where I'm one of the co-founders. We started just last year, and I've been also been associated with a lot of social work, a lot of NGO stuff. So I've been working with flood affected areas in my career in northern India. And so basically I've been associated with a lot of social work and government initiatives. So one of these initiatives was Atal Tinkering Labs. I believe, and we believe at Atal Tinkering Lab was that education should be, quality education should be a mandatory for everybody who's looking forward to get it. And that's where, we started with a lot of suburban colleges out of Mumbai, suburban schools, I'm sorry, government schools basically out of Mumbai. Also, this initiative has come to Karnataka now. Will very soon, post the COVID, you will see some changes in the government. A couple of pilot projects that the government will run over here as well. Also, apart from that, I have been associated with a lot of relief work in this COVID situation. And one journey that we had recently started, in fact last year, was to do with primary health facilities for the masses in this country. And now we have realized that how good that initiative was. So we are providing telemedicinal facilities to a good amount of poor people based out of UP. A lot of centers are active in UP now, again with kind help and guidance from the government of UP. So this is a bit about myself. Also, I'm a travel enthusiast. I love to read and hoard information. I believe, specifically in the line that would be mentioned on the screen below, my journey is on not because I'm alive, but I'm alive because my journey is on. And I am a staunch believer of this. The reason why I say this is, the day you will realize that the journey is over, there will be nothing else to do in your life. So that's where I start off now. So in this session, we will talk a bit about something that I have faced myself. Also, something that is very crucial part of my life till now. It's about depression. I have been through depression. I have seen depression from a very close side. I have seen the side effects of it. I've seen what it can do to you, and I've coped up with it. I'm living today to tell my story and to talk to you on this topic, because I feel it's really important for us to understand that mental sickness is nothing but a part and parcel of our life, and there's nothing taboo about it, and how you can understand, cope up with it, right? So in this session, what we will do is, this will not be a very long session, but I would request you all to be on mute. Of course you are already, I see everybody on mute, but in case if you have any questions, please feel free to put it on the chat box. We will have a questionnaire session also post the presentation. And also meanwhile, I'll request, so basically what I've done is, I have put a link in the chat box now. I'll put a link in the chat box now, that will help you do a self evaluation. Also, I would request you to kindly do it back home. I will talk to you more about it in the session, what the self evaluation is about. In case if you have any questions that you personally want to reach out post the session is over, please feel free to raise your hand on the Zoom app, and then we'll take it one on one. So if everybody is ready, let's start. Right, Vikas, Ranjan, I believe you guys are here. In case if there are any concerns and people want to reach out to me, you can share my details with them as well.
Sure.
Sure. Great. So today what we are going to talk about is depression, forms of depression, anxiety. We want to understand about it by talking about it. And, and I'll tell you how I have fought with it. And I'll also help you understand how you can fight with it in case if it is happening with yourself. And you can also, help others to fight, this very depressing, part of your life. So, you know, let me start by telling you what and why. So, what do you think is depression? Right? You will find a lot of definitions across internet, across Oxford dictionaries and Wikipedia's. But one thing that I have learned in my own life, that depression is, apart from its standard definition, is a one way of coping up with the world. Right? When I say one way of coping up with the world, I would say, I want to tell you why I think so. There's a lot of things that go on around us, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of tension, a lot of pressure, a lot of deadlines, a lot of financial issues, a lot of relationship stuff. And all this, there has to be a mechanism, there has to be an kind of an antibody that has to develop within us to cope up with all these scenarios. And this mental antibody, what I mean to say today is one of the coping mechanisms. When I talk about that coping mechanisms, you would see some people, when they are sad, when they're low, when they are, depressed, they get drunk. Some people do drugs, some people just, stay low. So so all this, what I mean to say, is according to me a coping up mechanism. Not that I'm saying that they are good mechanisms or bad, but obviously they're good, so obviously they're bad, but one thing is that's for sure, that these are the few mechanisms that people do. Right? And of course I've explained why, because there's too much stuff out there that you have to do something to deal with it. And it's really important that you should deal with it in one or the other ways. Right? So that's why I feel, according to me, depression is one of the mechanisms. Right? In this presentation, we'll talk about a few more things, how you can identify depression, how you can go ahead and learn from your mistakes and all those things. But one thing that I would want to really highlight today is being depressed. The only thing that is more exhausting than being depressed is pretending that you're not. you know Never pretend. First thing of solving a problem is identifying that there is a problem. If you identify that you are low, if you are need help, that's when the entire process starts. Right? I have a lot of examples in the day-to-day life today, and in fact you will all agree that if you see somebody comes and asks you, or you ask somebody, how are you, my friend, how are you, my partner, how are you, and the answer is generally, I'm fine, I'm doing good, I'm fine. But that fine speaks a volume of the words. Most of the time, there is a lot of emotions behind this fine word. When I talk about emotions, you generally, when you are saying fine, you definitely are confused. You feel betrayed if you're low, if you're depressed. You feel useless, you feel broken. You think that you're never good enough, you're fragile, you're anxious. There is a point that you're falling apart, and nobody notices it. The person who's asking you generally tends to not notice around. Right? You're pathetic. You can be annoying to people. You feel rejected, you always want to be lonely, you are lonely, you are kind of defeated in the life. So all these emotions form this word fine, and this is a beautiful picture to describe what exactly happens back of the mind when we say that small word fine. There is a huge lot of emotion and commotion that is going on behind it. Right? So we'll talk about it in details. Right? So first thing that you should do today is that stop pretending. Don't pretend that you're fine. If there is a problem, acknowledge it. We have come across a lot of people going undergoing depression. In fact, that's one of our very, and especially in Western countries, we see that people identify it more regularly. People do do a lot of sessions, and there are a few things that you can look forward to identify these traits. When I say few things, they are both physical and they are both mental. When I talk about the physical aspects of it, or the foreground aspects of it, generally I divide it in two factors which will determine your symptoms and your behaving. So one thing is your behavior, how you behave with people, physical, when I'm talking about a physical behavior, and of course your physical attributions most of the time, right? Let's talk about it. So when you are depressed, when a person is depressed, understand that he will not enjoy going out. That's one of the most important things that happened. In fact, it happened with me. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like meeting the world out there. You'll not feel motivated to go to school, work, college, doing the regular stuff that you are supposed to mandatorily do. You will not get things done over there, right? If you're going to classes, to school, you'll not feel like studying. You'll not you feel like doing the work properly. You withdraw from your close circle, your close family, friends. You rely on alcohols and sedatives and some narcotic substances. Generally, these are the few changes in behavior that comes, right? You're not able to concentrate. You do not usually enjoy any activity, even the activities that you love doing. Now, when it happened with me, I am an voracious reader. When I say that, I love reading like anything, right? So when this happened with me, I stopped reading at all. I didn't used to enjoy that. A lot of trigger words used to come into my mind. I used to get distracted. I was never used to, never able to concentrate. When we talk about any physical symptoms or signs that will show up in your behavior, will be mostly that you will be tired all the time. You will you will fall sick more often. You'll have headaches, muscle pain. Very common thing that keeps on happening with a lot of people is a churning gut. You have a very bad stomach problems. You have loose motions. You have acidity. All those things will happen with you. You'll have insomnia. You'll have sleep problems. There will be a change in appetite. When I say change in appetite, it can be a loss or a gain. So significantly, what happened is when I was suffering through this, I used to eat a lot, and that will get you to gain or lose more weight. So not only that you'll stop eating, there may be people who also can start eating more. So this is one of the physical attributions that happen, right? And on the background, if you see, there is a simultaneous thing that is happening in the background as well. Your thoughts and your feelings are two things that will be affected, right? You will always think about that you are a failure. It's everything that happens around is your fault. You will have a feeling that never anything good happens to you. You will feel worthless. You don't feel life worth living. There are moments, and these are the few tendencies, and this is because why people want to go ahead and get suicidal. You would feel that people are would be better off without you. If you're not there, people would have no there would be no change in people's concern about you, and you are not making any difference to people's life. So all these things, all these thoughts keep on coming in your mind. And the reason is mostly the feelings that go on in the background. You're always overwhelmed. You're guilty about everything. Even asking something that belongs to you from somebody may be a difficult job to do. You're always irritated. You'll be frustrated. You'll lack confidence. Obviously you'll be unhappy. You'll never be able to make decisions. A very indecisive person you'll become. And this has happened with me, right? I was very indecisive. You will be disappointed in everything that goes around you. Even a volcanic eruption will actually make you feel disappointed in the world, in your life. You'll feel miserable. You'll be sad. So what I'm trying to say over here in this slide is, these are a few attributions, these are a few symptoms, these are a few signs which actually tell you that, look, something is going wrong. You are going wrong somewhere, and these are the symptoms that you need to identify, right? So that's one very important thing that you need to do today. I have a quick activity. In fact, I'll share the link in the chat box. uh, uh, this basically would be more to do with you to take the test, the depression test. It Now I'll tell you why I want you all to do it, not now, but I would want you to do after this session. You will have a better clarity on things. So when I say that I'm a perfect positive person, there's there's nothing that is wrong with me. It's a blatant lie. Everybody is suffering. Now, we first step that I told you in the previous slide, you need to do is that you need to realize what are you suffering from, how much are you suffering. So this link, this test, this 60 minutes test, 60 seconds test will help you understand that. It's a multiple choice question. It will show you a level of depression and anxiety. And also on the same website, you will find some professional help. If you think that you want to take those, please feel free to do that. Now, this is a very tried and tested link, and I've tried and tested test that I've personally done with a lot of my colleagues, friends, and I've seen a good positive attribution in them. They have acknowledged that things are wrong right after this test. So I would really appreciate you doing it today, of course, after this session is done. Now, in the previous slides, basically what I've talked about, what my mechanism of depression is, how we understand that. Once we understand the problem, let's talk about the solution. And in this session, we will actually work on helping you understand what solutions are there. I'll also share you a couple of stories over here to make you understand how you can cope up with things. So let's just snap out of the depression, the depressing phase, that the low feeling. Just snap out of it, right? So let's be Thanos today. uh you know First thing first, I will tell you, there are a few things that I had done when I was undergoing a very bad phase of depression. And that bad phase was not a couple of weeks, couple of days, but a couple of months, right? And if you are suffering from depression, and if you ask somebody who's been suffering from depression from some time, you will understand a couple of months is more than, a couple of years for them, right? Every day is difficult. It's really difficult to survive. It's really difficult to do your daily course, right? And that's what happened. So while I'll come back to it later on, but what I would try to and make you understand is that how can you snap out of it. And I talk snap out of it, first thing that first I did when I wanted to get out of that depressing phase, that negativity around me, I just woke up from my bed. I just pulled my bed aside. I did my bed, and I walked across my room. I cleaned my room. I stretched out the window. I opened the window, had a fresh gush of air and sunlight. And the first thing that I did was I started going through my social media and reaching out to my friends, making a couple of calls. So first thing first, try and do these things to yourself, and you will feel that there is some positivity that will come. Reach out, stay connected. When I'm saying reach out, don't just call up one of your friend and just talk about your depression. Don't talk about it. Trust me, don't talk about it. Your friend will not heed it, and you will also not feel better. Rather, what you can do is reach out to people, ask them about themselves, what they've been doing up to, what obviously you've not been in contact for some time. Speak to them. Do things that make you feel good, right? When I say do things that make you feel good, it may or may not be your hobby. When I started doing something, I found a new hobby. I went into my kitchen, I saw what is there to cook, and I opened up a YouTube channel, and I started cooking something, and I really enjoyed it. When I enjoyed it, I felt good, and that's what I got a new hobby post that, right? Very important thing, as I said, get moving, get out of that bed, get out of that negativity. Trust me, your bed is the source of all worries, all your negativity around it. Just get out of that. Just get out of your room, uh, see the sun, feel the gush of air coming into your nostrils. Just get a daily dose of sunlight. you know Eat healthy, and eat, I would say please include, though I'm not an expert on this topic, but I would say please include some antioxidant rich diet in your daily eating habits. So when I say that, you can have a cup of green tea maybe, or kadha or something like that. Anything that helps you get antioxidants in your body. Again, as I said, get a daily dose of sunlight. Very important thing, challenge negative thinking. That's gonna change your life, trust me. When you are depressed, when you are low in your life, everything that will come into your mind will be a negative vibe, right? You need to challenge that vibe. You need to challenge challenge that thinking. It when it shows that you are, you're thinking something that's going to fail, challenge that. Be it a game of, cards, be it a game of ludo, say that no, I'm not going to lose in this. Maybe I lose this time, next time I'm not going to lose. Just, just challenge that kind of a negative thinking is what I'm trying to say, right? It will all make sense if I share you a small story. I'll not go into personal details, but this story is about me and how I coped up with this situation. And that's one of the reason why when Vikas and Ranjan called up to share this, I said I'm really gonna share my thoughts on depression, right? I tasted failure at a very young age. I started my first startup at the age of 19 when I was just out of college, right? And one thing that I really started off with was a lot of enthusiasm, as a lot of entrepreneurship enthusiasts would do, a lot of entrepreneurs would do. Something that I really did was fail, and that's a part and parcel of your entire journey as an entrepreneur. When you do that, you have a coping mechanism, right? You tend to get low, and that's when I got low. But the most important thing, that learning that I had to do out of that story, out of that entire drama, that I had to do was to learn the coping mechanism. I didn't do that, and that was long back ago, 10 years before that. In fact, this is the day when I actually launched 10 years back my first startup, right? So incidentally, it coincides with the day that I'm actually talking about it today, and I don't do it more often. I keep my failures to myself. But when I did that thing, I had a feeling that if I do things right the next time, I will succeed. And the same thing I try doing is, I've been in my career a lot of times on and off regular jobs just to start up a venture and see how it fares up, right? To correct my mistakes, and that entrepreneurial bug was inside me. So I did it again 5 years back. When I did it this second time, a lot of things happened. I gave up my job. I was in a different city. I took a sabbatical for my job. I met with an accident. I was on bed. I lost somebody really dear to me in my life. A lot of things happened and a lot of negative things happened. But I just want you to know what happened next. What I felt was I was the reason for all this happening, and my decisions were not good, or not prompt to to the time that I had taken them, right? And I was blaming myself all the time. I was on bed rest for 4 months. I was hanging my leg out in the air. I couldn't even move. All this thing made me go under in a phase of depression, a low feeling thing. I cut off myself entirely from the world. I never used to speak to anybody, my college, my school friends, my college friends, my work colleagues, everybody. And somehow I moved out of my social circle. Things getting started getting worse and worse and worse and worse, till one day when I was facing acute financial shortages and things in my life. All my savings were run off. All my hard work that I'd done in my career till that time, all my savings, everything was run off. I thought I am a good for nobody person. And this is something that I've just told a few very close people in my life. I tried committing, I tried ending my life. I was lying on the bed. I couldn't even move. Most of the daily course was difficult for me. I took a blade in my hand, my shaving blade, and I thought I'll slit my wrist. I laugh at that decision today, but you will laugh at the reason why. I'll tell you, I dropped that blade. There was a lizard just in front of in front of me on the opposite wall, which had fallen down, and I was closely observing it. When you are very much low in your life, you tend to observe a lot of signs and symptoms around you, and that helps you to make out whether you will be, there's a saying that it's all kind of, it's connected. If something is good to about to happen, something good will give you a sign or something. And I believe that. And people who are depressed, if you ask them, they believe that. So I saw that lizard falling, and I saw him immediately climbing up back the wall to the same level in a matter of seconds. And I don't know what happened to me, but I dropped that blade that day. People, when I tell them, when I told this to my wife, some days back, she laughed at me. And she said, what has a lizard to do with what mental status you were into? But trust me, that lizard saved my life. And there's a reason why I'm telling you this story. What happened next was a life changing experience. I got off my bed with my broken leg, took off my walker, I mended my bed. I walked out of that room. I just went to my balcony, had a fresh gush of air come to me. I, looked around myself, saw, people playing in the park. Uh, just opposite to my society in Mumbai, there was a, small place, not exactly a park, but there was that place. So I saw people playing over there, and I came back, sat in my room, and trust me, I was feeling better. Right, the next thing that I did was, with my limping feet, I went around and cleaned the entire house. Why I'm telling you this is, this has a lot of thing to do. I knew that my leg is not going to heal overnight. That generally happens in infection movies. But and I knew that my financial worries will not just go off like that. But there's something came into my mind. Generally people, or in medical terms you call it as an adrenaline rush, or a positivity, or an optimist feeling that the things going to get better. I'm already at the worst. I should give it another shot, the best shot that I can give it, right? And for that I need to just gather myself around. And this is what I did. Trust me, 4 years down the line today, I would not say that I'm somebody. I'm still figuring out a lot of things in my life, but today I'm a happy man, married very recently. And trust me, I'm doing good even during this COVID situation where people are uncertain. I think that I'm not depressed, right? I'm not worrying about it. I'm not anxious to know what will happen next. What I'm trying to do is focus on what I'm doing right now, right? And all that positivity has come from within. There's nobody I've reached out to, no professional help that has been taken over here. And this happened only because I had that mental strength. So I thought, let me inspire a few people. In case if they think that they need help, they should they should know that this help is going to come from within, not from anywhere outside, right? So that from within thing is what I'm trying to get out of everybody. I'm sure a lot of people on this webinar, on this session, they might be depressed, they might be worried, anxious about anything in their life. I'm sure everybody is. And even if it helps them an iota this session, I'll be really thankful to God. Great. Now I've told you what depression is, how you identify depression, and how basically you can help yourself trying to get out of it. uh, but there is something that I really want to tell you. A lot of times we have people around us, people whom we would generally care for, and if we get a news that those person are not with us anymore, we will feel sorry about it. And I've had people in my life whom I have lost. I thought in case if I was able to help that guy, maybe I would have been able to share his feelings around, he would not have ended his life, right? So there's one thing that I would really love to share with you. This is a video. Very recently I came across it on one of the video sharing platforms, and that has really helped me realize that what exactly you can do to help people around you, right? So what I'll do is I'll quickly play that 3 minutes video. In case if you are not able to hear the audio, please feel free to raise your hand so that I can go ahead and rectify that. uh, just just give me a second over here, just trying to share that. Okay, I think my screen would be back up now, and I'm going to play this video. Just raise your hand or put it in the comments in case if you're not able to hear the audio, right? So let's go along with the video.
Chirag.
Hey.
Hi.
Morning.
Breakfast, is it?
Sissy. Fest.
Very good. Very good.
I'm going to stop throwing these parties, I swear. Super boring for me. Huh? Somebody likes Thai, somebody doesn't like Indian. I'm like, it's endless, really. How's it going with you?
It's good. Going good.
Love this भाई. मन नहीं करता यार ऑफिस जाने का. Seriously.
Look, I know you're not fine. I know something's bothering you, okay? You can talk
I'm
to
fine.
me.
You okay, no?
Pata, there's something going on.
कुछ भी नहीं है. ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं है. गाड़ी क्यों रोक रहा है?
Divya?
Yeah.
What are you not telling me?
Nothing.
What is it?
Tomboys.
Like, manly girls. You're not a manly girl. Really?
क्या चल रहा है अंदर?
मुझे दिख रहा है.
You can talk to me, Chirag.
Are you okay?
बता दे. बताने से दिल हल्का होता है.
Talk to me. There's nothing to talk about. Can't talk about this anymore. What's going on? What's going on? What's up? What's up? It's not good. What's up? What's up? What's going on?
डिप्रेशन दबे पांव आकर बैठ जाता है हमारे अंदर, चुपचाप अंधेरे किसी कोने में. चलो उसे जाने, पहचाने. हल्की सी भी कोई नजर छुपाए तो देखें दोबारा. थोड़ा सा भी कोई डगमगाए तो थामें दोबारा. जरा सा भी कुछ सही न लगे तो पूछें दोबारा. To know more, log on to the livelovelaughfoundation.org. दोबारा पूछो.
Great. दोबारा पूछो. Ask again. I see somebody has raised their hand. I'll just come back to you. So just wanted to understand if everybody has been able to, able to hear the video and see it. If somebody can confirm, please.
Yes, Vishal, everything was great. The audio was great, video was great. Request you to please share the link which you referred. Can you share the link?
Yes, I will. I will. Just give me a second over here. I think there is some problem. Yeah, just hold on. While I'm trying to rectify that, you'll get the link in the comment box in a moment. Hold on meanwhile. So great. So while I'm trying to rectify, let me tell you what the thing about this video was. Of course, everybody is smart enough to understand what exactly this had to say. In case if you want to really ask somebody, and if you really want to help somebody, please do ask him twice. This is what the video says. While I'm saying that, I've already shared the link with everybody on the chat box, so hopefully it will help you. So this video says dobara pucho, just ask twice. If you really care for somebody, if you see that person is suffering, if this person is not himself, if you identified one of those symptoms that I've talked about in the previous slides, please ask him twice. Please make him speak out his mind. Trust me, in case if you are able to do it successfully, you may be able to save a life. And that's really important. I know that nobody wants to lose people around them whom they care for. So please do ask them twice, right? On this note, I would also like to say a very nice saying, right? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And trust me, each one and everybody sitting out here on this webinar, sitting out across us, is a tough person. The only thing is that he needs to realize it, right? So take care of yourself. I will be now open to any questions that you may have. You may feel free to raise your hand in case if you want to share something or want to ask me something, right? So I'll go on mute and wait for anybody else to, kind of put up something across.